From time to time, you'll need to add customers to HydroScribe. Hopefully, it's something you'll have to do often, which means your business is growing. So how do you add customers to HydroScribe? Well, first you have to add an account for them. So you click on Accounts and then Manage Customer Accounts, and that brings up the list of all your current customers. Then you click the green Add button, and that brings up the Add Customer Accounts screen. Now, I'm not going to go into every field on here because most of them are self-explanatory, like the customer's first name and their last name and their address. So the first field I'm going to talk about is the account status. Now, the account status can either be active, suspended, or closed. An active account is for an account that you're actively servicing. You're doing all their pools and you're doing services and so on. A suspended account means for some reason you want to prevent this customer from getting service. Maybe they haven't paid their bills. They will continue to be billed if they have unbilled charges. So the next time you run bills, they will get a bill, but they will not receive any service beyond this point if their account is marked suspended. A closed account means there's not going to be any activity against this customer's account from this point forward. Now, the next field down is optional. It's a cell phone number. So if the customer has a cell phone number, you can put it in there. If you want the customer to receive text messages from you, then enter their cell phone number and select the type of service that they have, whether it's AT&T or Verizon or whatever. The next field down that we want to talk about is the email address. So enter the customer's email address if you want them to receive emails from you from time to time. The next field over is the property manager. Now, this doesn't mean that the customer manages properties for a living. What this means is if you have a customer, whether it's a residential or a commercial customer, that has multiple pools that you service, and they want to receive one invoice with all the charges on it, then you need to set them up as a property manager. To do that, all you have to do is select yes in this field. You can also tell the system to, in addition to sending them one invoice with all the charges, also you can send them a separate invoice for each pool, and that invoice will only have the charges for that pool. Some large property managers want to receive separate invoices that they can give to their individual customers, and that's when you would say yes here. Otherwise, just leave it no. If you want your customers to be able to log in, give them a username and a password. Now, the password that you assign here is a single-use password. As soon as the customer logs in, it's going to ask them to change that password. So you can use the same password for many customers because it's only good for one use. As soon as they log in, like I said, it's going to ask them to change it. The next field over is very important also. Does this customer want to receive a paper invoice or not? If the customer wants to receive a bill from you in the mail, then select wants paper invoice. That way, when you go to print invoices, the system won't print all the invoices, but just the ones for the customers whose accounts have want paper invoice. The next field down, notify customer when serviced. Once the customer's pool has been serviced, the system can automatically send a message to the customer telling them that their pool has been serviced. If you want this customer to be notified, you select the method. So the choices are yes by email, yes by text, or yes by text and email. So just select the one that you want for that customer and they will get notified. It's an automatic thing. Nobody has to do anything beyond that point. If you're going to integrate HydroScribe and QuickBooks, then you need to put the customer's name as it appears in QuickBooks in this field. So exactly as it's spelled in QuickBooks, you enter that customer name right in that field. Below that, or the service charge. Now, how much do you charge this customer per month or whatever time period you bill? We gave you 3 different ones because sometimes you charge different rates at different times of the year, or maybe the pool is only open for a part of the year and not another part of the year. So we give you 3 different ranges, and when you take a look at the pool record, you will see how to define those 3 ranges. But for now, you put the service charge into the first field, and the customer will get charged that amount according to the frequency that you set up. Instead of putting the charge, the dollar amount of the charge, you can also set up charge codes. Some people like the gold, silver, bronze type packages. What this does is it allows you to assign customers to a particular package or charge code, and then when you need to change your prices, you only need to change the price on the package, and then all the customers' charges will automatically be changed. One last field we have on this page is send welcome email now. If you put a checkbox here, an email will be sent to the customer telling them what their login, username, and password are, and giving them a brief description of this use of the system. So you can do it here on an individual basis, or if you're entering lots of customers, then you can also run the same email from the options off of the task manager, and it will generate emails to all the customers at one time. Okay, there are some additional fields, and they're not used that often, so we keep them on a separate screen, so you can show them by selecting yes in this show optional info field. So let's just take a quick look at them. So the first thing that's optional is, do you charge this customer each time you visit their pool? Yes or no? For most customers that's going to be no, but you may have a few customers that you charge on a per visit basis. If you do, you just simply change that to yes. Is this customer exempt from sales tax? Most often the answer is no, but if this customer for some reason is exempt from sales tax, change that value to yes. You can give customers an additional discount or additional markup on parts and chemicals by choosing one of those options here. Either apply an additional markup or an additional discount, and then enter the percentage of that markup or that discount in this field. Now note that it is an addition. So for example, if you charge this customer $200 worth of service charges and parts and chemicals in the month, and you added a 10% markup, that's going to add an extra $20 on that customer's bill because you added an additional markup. So be careful in doing this because it's going to add it onto the existing bill. The same thing for a discount. If you give a discount on this particular customer's bill, that discount is going to be applied to the bill regardless of what the charge amount is on that bill. Okay, the last few fields down here are optional, and they're used to override some of the settings inside of preferences. That's a little beyond the scope here, and it would not be a normal thing for you to have to change these values. So for now, we recommend that you don't change these values until you understand the system really well. And we have those documented in our documentation. All you have to do to ever look at our documentation is to click on the blue How To button, and all our documentation is posted. For now, you're done. Just go ahead and click the Submit button, and the customer account will be added to the system. That's it.